We all know what the zombie apocalypse is. A disaster scenario where reanimated corpses overrun civilization. Society collapses. Those left alive find themselves desperately trying to survive. Of course, the apocalypse itself is triggered by infection or a parasite that turns victims into the flesh-eating undead. This town in Arkansas looks like that has happened. Occasional car goes by. There are a few still left alive. If you are an indie filmmaker, a low-budget filmmaker, trying to make your mark with a horror movie, this town, downtown, is ready to shoot. Doesn't need any set dressing or design. It's ready. Just bring your cameras and some makeup, and you're making a zombie movie. It's incredible. Let me show you where I am in Arkansas. It's a map real quick. And there are some people who live here. Here's population history. But they have clearly completely abandoned. And it's a monument to the decline of small towns, I guess you would say. A lot of stuff here has just been, looks like, left. There's quite a few treasures in there. As you can tell, the occasional car goes by. But other than that, this place is very empty. Closed. I'm gonna guess it's been closed for a very long time. You know, I made a couple of very low budget zombie movies about 15 years ago. I would have loved to have known there's a place like this. And you can hear these birds in the background. Just adds to it. Let's see what's in here. Amazing, huh? Haltom Furniture Hardware. Whirlpool Appliances. New and used furniture antiques. And, well, there's nothing going on there now. Well, alright. Let's go see what the rest of this town looks like. I'm on a side street of downtown. Median age is 52. Yeah, it's definitely an older town. And with the population loss, could be looking at a ghost town in 10 or 20 years. Let's do ethnic breakdown. 52% black, 47% white, 1% Hispanic. This old Pittsburgh paints. Check it out though. Even in a town that seems like something out of the zombie apocalypse, there is a thriving Dollar General. Lewisville is the county seat for Lafayette County. This is the county courthouse. It was built in 1942. You can tell what this is. It's Art Deco. Just for fun, I checked the population history of Lafayette County. Wow. Huge decline in population. 1930, 16,934 people here. Last census down to just over 6,000. That's pretty crazy, huh? I checked the median household income too. $37,237 a year for the entire county. That'll make it one of the lowest household income counties in the United States. Whoa! Somebody's alarm. Signs of life. And somebody turned it off. The kind of place where survivors may be hiding out. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this whole zombie thing. Let me give you the median household income. $24,552 a year. Wow, that is very low. Keep in mind, that is everybody who lives in a household, 15 years of age or older, their combined incomes. You know, think about that. It's hard for a single person to live on that, much less an entire household. Well, let's see. Let me give you poverty. 33% overall. School-age children, 66%. Wow, that is very high. 65 and older, 17%. That was not so bad. Appears abandoned, doesn't it? Well, I know you guys can see that. Or can you? There's a cat. Hey, fella. Yeah. That's right. A cat sighting. I had read that there was some oil production here. Well, there you go. Evidence of that. Cost of living here is very low. Here it is, an 81. So 19% lower than the rest of the U.S. Healthcare is a bit high, 103. Housing's very low at a 43. But to be fair, there are houses like this here as well. It's beautiful, isn't it? Let me give you the median home value. $72,500. And it does have a school. I'm pretty sure it serves the entire county, though. There it is. Yeah, this is Burge's Pit Barbecue. It's considered very good in the area, but they're not quite open yet. Otherwise, I would get some food from there to go. Alright, so I checked crime. Last year they had 8 crimes per 1,000 people. Yeah, 7 crimes total. That's pretty low. Yeah, anyway, 4 of those 7 were assault. Here's the chart. That's kind of a lot for a town of less than 1,000 people. Despite there only being 1,000 people here, they do have a little grocery store. How about that? Alright guys, I'm thinking we should go look at another town. What do you think? I am in Stamps, Arkansas. Checking out this big beautiful mural. Right here in the middle is a picture of Maya Angelou. She was not born here. She was born in St. Louis, but she spent much of her childhood here. She was a well-known author and poet, civil rights activist. Let me show you the rest of this mural real quick. I'll tell you more about her. Yeah, she lived with her parents in St. Louis up till she was 5 or 6, and then she was brought down here to Stamps, and she lived with her grandmother then. Now this is, early 1900s. Her grandmother ran a grocery store. This is a picture of it. She was unusual in that she was very prosperous. Of course, in the early 1900s, all kinds of barriers were erected to make life difficult for black folk. But her grandmother bucked the trend. It was quite successful. Her grocery store catered to the black community. This was a segregated town during that time. Maya herself wrote about her experiences as a child here, some of her works, and the difficulties she's had living here at the time. Now here's the downtown. Very quiet. Well, why don't I show you a map? You can see where I'm at. And in population history, peak population 1980, 2859. Last estimate 2024, 1201. That's a lot of people gone, isn't it? Median age here is 40. All right, well, let's go look around and see what else we can find. Here's the post office. Fun fact, Stamps is the only town in the USA where the post office stamps stamps on stamps. They've got an old Gulf station here. This was built in 1931. It is on the National Register. Let's see if we can take a look inside, shall we? I think they've got it kept to what it looked like way back in 1931. Pretty awesome, huh? Across the street, they've got an auto painting body repair shop, but it's not in very good shape. They've got a lake here on the edge of town, and there is a Maya Angelou Memorial Park here. Here's some of the other residents of the town. Median age here is 40. Here is the ethnic breakdown. 57% black, 31% white, 4% Asian, 1% Hispanic. Remaining as mixed race or other. All right, well, let's see. Let's head into some residential. See what we can see here. Let me give you some numbers. We'll start with median household income, $33,152 a year, $637 a week. It's better than the last town, Lewisville, but still, that is very low income. Cost of living is pretty low though, 79, so 21% lower than the rest of the country. Healthcare, again, high, 103. Housing's at 36. Looks like whoever lived there just up and left, including their Chevy. Big lift kit on that, though. And another one right there. I mean, those have to be worth something. But there they sit. Here's poverty. 37 overall. School-aged children, 51. So that's really high. Half the kids here live in poverty. 65 and older, 24. This abandoned gas station. Yeah, the pumps are long gone. Crime's pretty low. Last year, 12 incidents per 1,000, compares to 21 for the U.S. And here's the median home value, $71,200. So second town in a row. Housing's really cheap. Looks like some houses have been abandoned here. That big DirecTV dish. It's probably been sitting there 30 years. By the way, I looked for Maya Angelou's grandmother's store. It appears it's no longer standing. That's too bad, isn't it? That would definitely be on a national register. I looked for her childhood home as well. I don't think it's here either. Yeah, that's too bad. That's history, for sure. Well, thinking that I'm done here, guys. You can definitely see the population loss. Yeah. Let's go check out one more town. What do you think? Yeah. Let's head to one last town. Alright, I have arrived at the next town. I guess this is downtown. Well, where's Waldo? Well, here's the map, and I'll show you where Waldo is. Yeah, that's right, I'm in Waldo, Arkansas. And here's population history. 1960, peak population 1722. Last census down to 1107. That's 2024. There's the Waldo Fire Department. Yeah, I'm thinking this downtown used to be much bigger than it is. And they have torn down a lot of the buildings. There's a couple here still standing. Median age here is 46. A little bit older than the U.S., 39. Here's the ethnic breakdown. 71% black, 28% white. Last 1% is Hispanic. And that's it. This, the Railroad Museum. I don't know. I don't know if I would visit that. Well, how about if I give you the median household income? $43,958 a year. That's $845 a week. Well, that's the most of the three towns. The highest income. Still very low, though. Can't be easy living on that. Even with the low cost of living, it's a 78, 22% lower than the rest of the U.S. Healthcare again, 103. Housing's at 36. Can you guys hear that? There's a train coming. There's a time that was a pretty nice house. You hear that train? Yeah, close to the tracks. Alright, well, here's poverty, 21.6 overall, 17 and under, 35%, 65 and older, 19%. Those are about twice higher than the rest of the U.S. There's some of the interesting things you see when you come into town. I checked crime. Last year, 12 incidents per 1,000 people. The U.S. is 21, as you know. Yeah, it's quite a bit lower. Yeah, crime's not bad here. I think I hear another train. Well, I wonder what that used to be. Anybody know? And help us out with that in the comments. All right, everyone, so that's going to be the end of this one. Up next, we've got another Arkansas video, and then after that, we are heading way out west. So those will be coming up next, and we will see you in all those places.